Alright guys, so I'm continuing on from the last video with the bar and everything. It's just during the week, so I'm gonna start actually wiring up the winch and shit. So with the control box, normally you'd stick it on top of the winch, but it's all pretty and we don't want to do that. And it's too far for the wires to travel, they're not long enough to go there. So I'm gonna put it here. His washer and overflow is just gonna have to go onto that side, which it should be actually. Yeah, it should be fine on that side. It won't be. It'll actually probably be better for the overflow because the overflow is actually coming out that way anyway. So no big deal. Gonna put that over there and mount that there. So we just got the wires just coming through here. Just gonna put some conduit around them so they don't get cut on that hole. I had to make that hole a little bit bigger for 3 wires. It wasn't quite big enough. So gonna do that. That way that keeps those all nice and neat. I'm gonna see if I can open this box up and fuck this cord off, because obviously his batteries are in the back now. So I'm gonna have to run power lead all the way to the back, and I don't really want to join in the middle of the car. So I'll see if I can take that off and just put a one straight one to the back. And well, that'll be me for tonight, and then you'll see a little bit more maybe another day this week before we go back to the workshop and finish off the bar and shit. So yeah, see how we go. Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's time to take that back to the workshop again tomorrow. So I was doing a little bit of wiring for the winch. I think I recorded it, I can't remember. Anyhow, so bit of an earth wire sort of done. I have done one of these positives. So this positive goes off the second battery, which goes over there where he's going to have a kill switch. So this is the winch kill switch, to which then we have the rest of that. I'll go around there. I'll stop being lazy, I guess. Rest of this wire, so it's 13 mil across. Pretty big shit, like way over the top. But that's to go from the battery, and then that's not long enough to go all the way up the front. So we're gonna ghetto us some shit, and sort of like what we had to do with the power distribution over there. That's not overly ghetto. It's a little bit ghetto, but that's what we sort of had to do. So, wow, the phone just got really shit. So that's power from the battery. This is power into the car. One of those is alternator and one of those is starter motor. Otherwise we would have used a lot of power wire doing it all individually, so we thought we'd do it there, considering this shit's like $9.50 a meter at trade price. Like fair bit more than that if you were to buy it from like Autobarn or some shit. So we're gonna sort of do that over here. I think maybe on the chassis somewhere, sort of up here or whatever, because of or up on the floor again, who knows. We'll see what happens wherever it joins up to. With the earth, we need to join that up as well, because the earth isn't long enough either. So this one, but instead of getting one of those fancy joining blocks again, this one we're probably going to bolt straight to the chassis rail, and then bolt the other earth wire onto it. What is wrong with the phone, man? That's just fucking got shit. I don't know what it's doing, guys. I'm sorry about this shit. Whatever it's doing, it doesn't like it. Anyway, so pretty much the earths will be bolted together, but it's also bolted to the chassis rail, so it'll help with any of the other earths from like the engine or any other ones where we've grounded them onto the chassis or body. So, and because of the two batteries are earthed together up the rear, they share a common earth. So that'll be all good. That'll be all good. Power and earth will be sorted for the winch. And I did film it. That's right, because I showed you the other power shit. So where I was hooking all this up on the winch side of things. Yep. And I did the conduit, and then that's going to be in here, which I still need to splice into all of these because he's going to have a hard mounted rocker switch. So that's just where you plug the winch lead into with your little controller. So it's going to splice into here, so it's going to go off into his dual momentary rocker switch, so it'll hard mount it in the car, but it's also still going to keep that just in case he needs to plug the lead in and winch while he was outside the car, or also because his kit came with a wireless thing that you can plug into that and then hold the remote as well, so he can do that outside the car, but the other one's for in the car, so he can winch while in the car and not have to hold a big ass remote. And so that's pretty well sorted. This is that power lead that goes down there and supposed to join up, so I'm just going to sort of zip tie all that up and just tidy everything up. That way we can fucking take this back to workshop tomorrow and finish off all this shit we didn't get to tidy up. And the tray, finally weld the tray out and shit, so that'll be sweet. And we'll see how she goes. Alrighty, for those of you playing at home, I'm blocking the fucking light. So, original wires. So, a forwards, a backwards, an earth, and the power, which just comes from that main power source, which is this big cunt that's hot. So those are for the OG triggery. Now, what I've done is just put these, just the same little terminals on it, and run my wires out here. They're going to come out through that hole down the bottom. So I just put two lots of 2-core wire, just heat shrunk them together down the bottom to neaten it all up. So one's power, one's forward, one backwards, and then I just brung the earth off here anyway because his switch has a light in it, so it needs an earth. And instead of running an earth sort of under the dash, I thought I'd just do it down here. I got to run two different wires anyway. One would either have to be a single, or if it's just dual, so I just ran duals. And then that just earths wherever, probably up here. So this is a good way to do it, but if you have the controller plugged in and someone hits the button, someone hits one button on the controller and someone hits a different button for the hard mount switch, you will blow the solenoid up. So just don't have dickhead mates that try and fuck with your shit, and you will be fine. And don't try and control it with two different switches at the same time. Other than that, nice tidy way of doing it. Have a nice hard mounted switch inside the cab whilst being able to still have his lead and stuff. So now I'm just going to run these through the firewall and stick them up. I was going to put it somewhere. We were going to put it down here, but it's a bit of a shit spot to do it, and he's got this space here, so just ordered a 3-banger of these. So this is a 4-banger, just holds rocker switches, so a 3-banger is going to fit in there. So there's going to be a winch there, and then 2 others for something else. I don't know, I'm sure he'll add something else in the future. So I'm just going to leave the switch dangling out of the hole and or maybe zip tie it up somewhere, but that's her for tonight. And yeah, so I'm just going to run this, zip tie some of them up, and I'm done. And then I'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning, guys. Now, we've only been here for an hour, but we got a little carried away. There is no tray. The tray is on the ground, and it is ready for its final weld out and tidy up. So, yeah. So, I can weld the rest of the ladder bars and fill in these holes and the 2 holes on the front, and then smooth over the rest of the shit, and that's it. She done. So we're gonna get that going whilst what are we gonna do? Drill the last remaining hole for the tow bar, or the tow bar mounting, because we still have to do for the D-shackles and the pin, which we might do that now while there's nothing in the way. This number plate light, we just got to sort of move forward a little bit. I didn't really think about when I welded it on, and it doesn't exactly light the number plate up very well, which is good, but bad. So yeah, we're going to do that. Just a bunch of little clean up, tidy up, and then final assembly sort of stuff. And while we have the box out, we're going to do the fuel system, the fuel filler and everything, and mind that fucking compressor. So do the fueling and just sort of build it back up, and then mount the batteries in properly, bolt the bloody space case down, and that'll be pretty much the rears done, and then we can work on the front again. Welcome back, guys. We have the tray on and shit, and it's all getting bolted down properly now. So the box is actually bolted in. The batteries are actually bolted in with these fancy Cusco fucking battery holders. Welded another tab on for a kill switch for the winch, so that way it doesn't have power all the time. So there's that one. I didn't bring my terminal crimpers to work, so they're still at home. Like, they're really, really big ones. So I've got that one and that one there. So and then that'll be done, and then it's sort of just tidy up the voltmeter gauges and the dual battery bypassing shit. So all that's coming together nicely. It's been bolted down finally, capped off the end of the tray, there's no big hole there, welded the ladder bars, capped off them. They were all good, nice and goods. We did, when we went to the parts store, we went for looking for some 40mm fuel hose, but they don't have any like anywhere, so that's a bit shit. But we just currently putting the wires back on the winch and shit. We're going to run that, and the wish connector for the other end of this light bar, so we can then wire this bad girl up. So yeah, coming together nicely. Hey guys, so I forgot to video like anything yesterday, so you missed out on a little bit. So I showed you the kill switch for the winch wire. So I showed you that previous, and so I mounted the box all up in there. Some nice 8mm bolts in there. Power cable just runs up along there, goes down and actually joins there instead of under the floor. You can't see that, but it joins there for the power cable. The earth runs straight from that, straight up along the chassis rail, and then instead of isolating it, we just joined it on the chassis rail, so it's got a direct connection back to the battery, but it can also pick up any other earths and take them back to the battery at the same time. So that one's all hunky-dory. Holy fucking damn cunt. We did a ghetto ass fuel filler. We couldn't get what we needed. What was that? Couldn't get a 90 mil, 40 mil, 90 degree fuel pipe. So I cut up his old one. And there's the I don't know if it was factory, but that's the bit that used to be on it, the rubbery stuff. And then we just sort of put that together. Yes, those are some fucking terrible welds, I tell you. Oh, there's some decent ones, but my god, they're terrible. So pretty much that used to be a straight bit, and it had that ugly looking filler thing on the top, and I just cut it off so it's got the, well, the side's got, that side's got the bead roll, this side's just straight, it's just there, and then 2 hose clamps hold the top one on just because it was so long, and pretty much it's just, yeah, 90'd in with the breather there. We'll definitely be redoing that. What I want to do is actually TIG the stainless and TIG a bend into it, and that way this is one piece and then meets up with that that tube, the rubber one. So that'd be a lot fucking nicer. But that's just so when we go camping, we go camping a couple of days or so. So just so it's usable and shit. So that's all good. Front light bar works, it's all hooked up and shit. So pretty much what I'm doing today is just putting all the conduit and everything on all the wiring harnesses we've had to make. Fucking phone, you piece of shit. Yeah, so putting conduit on the wiring harnesses we made, and zip tying them in their final holes, and then putting the fender liners in and shit. So just a bunch of little shit that we haven't gotten around to. And also, so putting some tape on things, gonna take the light bar off, tape the number plate up, take that up. I sprayed some of the new shiny bits. Would I have white or purple? So I picked purple because it's a little bit darker than white. So I started spraying it, and I was like, oh fuck it, we might as well just spray the whole thing black. So I'm just starting to tape up that, and we'll put a tarp over the rest of it, and just give it a coat of fucking rattle can black for now, until it gets painted properly. So it's easier to sand off shitty paint than it is to sand off rust, so that's what we're going to do with that. Same with them, the shiny bits, and the shiny bits. So that's pretty much all that's going to be. It's just a dodgy backyard paint job. Well, that's better than rust, so it can deal with that. I brought him a Christmas present, well, one of many Christmas presents, but so I can tow him out of a bog hole backwards. Finally put his pin in, so he's had this pins for fucking 9 months or something, but I haven't drilled the hole for it. I finally drilled the hole for it, and the hole for the D-shackles and everything. Not that he's allowed to tow a trailer with that tow bar, but shit happens. So pretty much that's it for me tonight, guys, and shall see yous next weekend or something, where we should be painting this. Sounds good to me. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, catch you later.